Welcome to You Are the Universe podcast. I'm your host, Victoria Haffer, intuitive healer and life and body coach with over 20 years of facilitating massive transformation for people and animals. And I'm so glad you're here. Today's topic is unleashing your daily brilliance through your morning ritual. For those of you who know me, who might follow me on social media, know that my morning ritual is my thing. It's my jam. It's really the one thing that I can count on, rely on, and really just helps me to achieve and manifest and create and be the amazing soul that I am. So did you know that what you do in the first hour upon waking sets the stage for your entire day? Yeah, they've actually done a lot of research on this. And if you really take a look at any of the most successful entrepreneurs and business owners, peoples, manifestors, they all have a daily ritual. So I have experienced the powerful benefits of consistent morning ritual firsthand. Over the years, I have always found my morning ritual to be my North Star, especially during times of uncertainty. It was the one reliable way to stay grounded every day and keep me on track. So I'm just going to go over in a very, short period of time, but you guys know that I love to do these shorter podcasts so that you can just have some really powerful takeaways and things that you can actually put into action pretty quickly. So obviously the first thing is, how much time do you have for your morning practice? So even if you only have, 5 minutes is pretty light, but even if you have 5 minutes, you can start to commit to doing something in the morning. Ideally, a 30 to 90 minute practice is really going to get you the best results in achieving and being all that you want to be. So there are three major parts that I'd like to incorporate into my own personal practice, as well as when I support my clients in creating a personalized blueprint for them. And the three parts are basically, number one is conscious movement. So basically moving your body every single day. Not like, oh yeah, I go to the gym 3 times a week and then that's it. And I don't just mean moving your body like going to the refrigerator and getting a snack or walking to the car, right? So it's conscious movement, right? So cardio, getting the heart rate up there a little bit and also being present with what you're doing. So things like that would be dance, yoga, qigong, martial arts, mindful walking. So it's things that you're doing with total presence that it's like giving back to your body, right? Like your body, this is the only, you can't turn your body in, right? You can't, like your car, you trade your car in and you get a newer model. You really can't do that with the human body. And our bodies are made to move. Yeah. So again, finding something that you somewhat will like to do, enjoy doing, and then do that. And ideally 30 minutes a day is great, but again, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And what the movement does to your body, it really biohacks the happy chemicals in the body, increasing things like dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin. It also aids in reducing stress, increasing your memory and thinking, right? And the saying that I always say in my classes is, if you don't use it, you lose it. So again, just having gratitude for your body on a daily basis and moving it in a loving, gentle way. And the next thing is absolutely incorporating some kind of mind practice. The word meditation can get a bad rap. People either do it or they don't. We do realize that there's so many benefits of a consistent meditation practice. However, there's a meditation for everybody. So really what we're talking about here is we're not talking about completely eliminating the thoughts from your mind. it's a training game. So just like if you do go to the gym, or you're training for a marathon, our muscles, our physical, our body muscles, the biceps, the triceps, the quadriceps, the glutes, in order for them to get stronger, not even just maintain, but because as we get older, we tend to lose that lean body mass. You've got to work at it, right? You've got to lift weights or do yoga or do Pilates and do it on a consistent basis and work a little bit harder each time, so that your body can actually respond to that quote unquote stress. Even though it is stress, it's positive stress, and the body can get stronger. It's the same thing with your mind. People think about, I can't meditate, I can't this, that. But I will tell you that it's just like any other exercise. Think of your mind as a muscle and get expansive, and stop allowing for your mind to control your daily life. So make a choice, make a commitment to explore perhaps some different styles and traditions of meditation. And I've did a podcast on that recently, so feel free to scroll along and find that podcast on meditation for people who suck at meditating. Right, so there's simple, easy ways and things that you can do. Guided meditations, you can do a basic focus on the breath, or you could also do a movement meditation. Another aspect to your morning ritual I invite you to do is to be clear, get clear, and focus your mind's energy. Remember, where your energy goes, your energy grows. So if you don't have a focus for your day and you're just going to be scattered and throwing shit at the wall and hoping things might stick, that's why a journal can be so powerful. It could just be a notebook. It doesn't have to be a journal, but I would highly recommend that you find something that is dedicated to your healing and your transformation. And so every morning, just perhaps write down 3 targets that you would like to achieve. Achieve is very masculine energy, or focus on or draw to you. How would you like to be? It doesn't always have to be about doing. That's very masculine. So let's be more in the feminine energy, or bring some more balance to that, the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Bring the logic marries the intuition and the creativity. Which actually they found that people who actually tap more into the right hemisphere of the brain, that's where your intuition sits, your creativity, your connection to the divine, those people tend to be happier, more productive, just less connecting to the escapism aspect of life, right? So really just think about that. So 3 targets, how you would like to be for the day. And maybe it's to be more joyful, or perhaps you'd like to, if you're working with any animal totems or ascended masters or teachers, which I will hold future podcasts on that if you're not exactly sure what I'm speaking about, you can call in the essence of that. So for example, I often work with the dolphins, and as most people know, the dolphins represent the true epitome of joy. Dolphins, the actual purpose, and they've actually told me this, of their purpose is to literally support humanity in healing our hearts and also healing our inner child. Dolphins represent cooperation, connection, and community, as well as play. So you think maybe that might be a little beneficial for you to have a little bit of more of that into your life. So again, by setting the intention to be the essence of the dolphins, aka joy, and perhaps you write that in your journal, and maybe you create a reminder on your phone and it pops up every hour. Be the joy that you want to see in everyday life. And again, there's lots of different examples of things that you could do for targets as well. So those are really the top 3 things that I highly recommend that you would incorporate into your morning ritual. And I'm going to give you a few more other things that I include as well that are extremely powerful. And gratitude. I'm sure you've heard about this before. Gratitude, the essence. And I'm not just talking about writing 3 things down that you're grateful for and then forgetting about them. I am talking about being the essence and the energy and the frequency of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational frequencies that there is on the planet. And so how often are you wishing things were different than what they are? The Buddhists actually define suffering as that, wishing things were different than what they are. And how often are you tapping into that entitlement of the fact that you don't maybe live in a third world country and everything is about instant gratification? We just have things so immediately, and we get so used to the fact that someone is there to take our order at the restaurant, or you don't have to wait in line at the grocery store because you go to Whole Foods. So again, if everything that you were to look at in your life, you looked at from a place of gratitude, or I get to, right? Notice if you complain, notice if you tend to the energy and the essence of complaining. When you complain, it's just, you're asking for more crappy shit to come. Right? So don't do that. Instead, looking at the things that we often take for granted. I always say in class, what about the fact that you actually woke up this morning? Like the things that we take for granted. You got to wake up this morning. And so what are you going to do with this amazing, beautiful, glorious day? What grand adventures await you? It's all about that paradigm shift in your mind. And again, I'm not talking about spiritual bypassing here, and I'm not talking about to fake it till you make it, because those are the deeper things that you really want to be able to take a look at in your morning practice. And it doesn't have to be in the morning. If that doesn't work for you, you can have an afternoon practice or even an evening practice. I also have an evening practice as well. I'll talk more about that on a later podcast. So again, back to that state of gratitude, the deep healing needs to occur if you're in that space of just being overwhelmed and, just extremely unhappy. There's a reason for it. Most likely you're not in balance with your giving and receiving channels. You're probably over giving and there's not enough receiving happening. And where I get my, I don't rely on anybody else. I have a beloved and he's amazing and he supports me in all things and everything, but it's not fair for me to put all of that on him. So I need to, as a divine being, learn how to and know how to receive from the divine energy, from the divine mother, divine father, source energy, whatever you want to call it, God, Goddess, Buddha, Jesus, right? Whatever that, Mother Earth, whatever it is. But when you can tap into the essence of spirit and receive, that is a way for you to fill yourself up. And then now you can start to really step into that true essence of the gratitude, of being in the gratitude. Yes. Another aspect of my morning ritual is to be in the question. Again, I did a whole podcast on this. Being in the question. Being in the question. When we have a question and we think we know the answer, you are completely shutting the door on any other possibilities coming in as a quote-unquote solution to your quote-unquote problem, right? So again, being in the question. So whatever the challenge is in your life, let's just say you are single and you're ready to attract and call in your beloved. So a question might look like this. What would it take for me to be open to receiving a relationship with a person who is absolutely perfect for me? A healthy, loving, sexy relationship that is exactly perfect for me. And now, what would it take? So that's the question, ... And then just be in the question. So that's different than you be thinking, like going into your brain and scrunching up your face and your brow and going, oh, I don't know the answer to this question. Instead, just be in the question. Just put it out there. Imagine you're just putting it out there to your spirit team in the light, to the universe, and just be open over the next hours, days, weeks, months, and maybe years. The thing is, you got to be mindful of your attachment to the outcome. So it's trusting in the universe, coming into that space of like knowing that if I'm doing the work, if I'm doing my work, if I'm doing my deep inner work around the healing aspect, and I'm healing that heart shield, and I'm healing my past so that I don't have to keep bringing it into the present moment, then you can create anything you want in your life. Be in the question. And then lastly, the last important thing is about feeding your soul. So this is about your heart, your soul, your inner child. And I invite you to choose one thing that you will do every day that will feed your soul. One thing that when you do this thing, nothing else matters. Time stands still. You don't care about your phone. And you come into that true sense of presence. So it could be reading a soul-based book, prayer, meditation, the Bible, whatever it is that really taps into your divine being. Maybe it's painting, photography, cooking, spending time with animals. Now, this is really important that this is something that you do with yourself. It doesn't mean you can't do these things with other people and have it be magical and wonderful. But as part of your daily ritual, this is something you do for yourself to feed your soul, to fill your soul. Yeah. So I'm going to invite you to take a moment, and if you're driving, keep your eyes open, but just take a moment and take a few long, slow, deep breaths. So our breath is our direct connection to our state of mind. Our breath is literally our soul. So just being more mindful throughout the day to take some long, slow, deep breaths. There's lots of different styles of pranayama, breath work as we call it. And a nice, simple, it's called box breathing, where you inhale for 4, gently hold the breath for 4 seconds, exhale for 4, and then hold the breath, just stretch it out a little bit more for 4 more seconds. It's very simple. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, gently hold. We call this kumbhak, retention breath, holding the breath for 3, 2, 1, and then exhale out 4, 3, 2, 1, and keep pushing that breath out for another 4 seconds. And then just do that. Do it for a minute. If you did that for 1 minute, 3-4 times a day, right? So the thing is, the whole point of engaging in a daily practice, a daily spiritual practice, or what I like to call a daily presence practice, is you want to create new and improved habits and patterns in your life. So everybody has a ritual. Everyone has a morning ritual. The question is it serving you? Right? Like everyone has their ritual, the thing that they do. So again, I invite you, even if it's just taking one of these things, don't should all over yourself, right? We're shoulding all over ourselves way too much. Take one habit, one pattern, one, aspect of the practice, and just add that in if it feels like it's going to be overwhelming for you. And if you are saying, I don't have time for any of this, do you take a shower? Do you sit on the toilet? So are you in your car driving from A to B? So instead of, listening to something crappy on the news or something, or even music that's not super high vibrational, what if you took the time in your car or in the shower to create some kind of a ritual? So again, no, this is a no excuse zone. if you are looking to do things differently, right, then if you want something different to show up in your life, in your world, I got news for you. You got to do things differently. You know, that's the secret. That's Victoria's secret. You got to do things differently. So I invite you again to choose one thing that you're going to commit to doing every single day. One thing. It could be more than one thing if you feel you're all excited about this whole morning ritual thing, right? Go get a journal and just get started. And let me know how it goes. And if you need support, one of the things that I do offer for individuals is that together we create the perfect morning ritual for you, a personalized blueprint. And the whole thing is you want to, what is the thing that you're not addressing in your life, that you're ignoring, that you stuck deep down into Pandora's box, maybe when you were a small child, and it's just over here, trying to get your attention. And remember, what we resist persists. Remember that. So I love you so much, and it's been so wonderful spending time with you. And remember to be and see the magic in everyday life.